Hello, my name is Tomaž Mohorič and I work at Edelweiss Connect. Together with European Bioinformatics Institute, EBI, we were involved in work package 2 of EU-ToxRisk project. This work package was related to data management, and the title of this poster is Databasing and Data Sustainability, the EU-ToxRisk approach for data reuse. I would like to guide you through a use case that will demonstrate how data management was organized in this project in order to make data reusable as much as possible. Now let's start with a scientific question. So imagine that you're a risk assessor or researcher who has a scientific question. For example, they want to know whether their compound is cytotoxic or not, and they want to make a data-driven decision about that. Now, the first step is they need to find some reliable cytotoxicity data on their compound. And in our vision, this could be really nicely done through use of web-based tools. Web-based applications have at least two advantages. First, they run in a web browser, so they are not dependent on the operating system that you have, and they're easily shareable just through the sharing of web links. And here on the top right is an example of such web application. It's an observable notebook that is based on the data, on cytotoxicity data provided by Joint Research Center, JRC, from ISPRA in Italy. So within the EU-ToxRisk project, they ran a certain number of cytotoxicity assays, and their data is publicly available, and we use it for this demonstration. So this notebook lets the user, for example, select a given compound or a particular assay from the group of assays, and the data on all the graphs that you see, so these are actually those response time profiles, are immediately updated based on the user selection. And it gives you really nice user experience because you can focus only on part of data that you are interested in, and you don't need to search through hundreds of graphs that were produced in this project. Now, to have such web-based tools enabled, you need to have a good database behind. And this database has at least two requirements that are fulfilled by our ToxDataExplorer. So it's cloud-based database that was set up for this project, and it basically provides data as a web service. So it means that your web application can communicate with this database, and it sends a request for a single piece of data and it immediately receives it back. So every time when user makes a selection in this observable notebook through user interface, the web application connects with the database, sends a request and receives a piece of data, and all the graphs are immediately updated. Another requirement is that data as well as metadata needs to be in a machine-readable format, and this is also one requirement that was fulfilled by ToxDataExplorer. So we have data and metadata in machine-readable format, which means that user can, for example, select or can filter among hundreds of data sets based on their metadata. So For example, metadata of datasets are, for example, cell types, endpoint definitions, readout methods, organisms, and so on. And based on these fields, user can filter only datasets that they are interested in. And once you pick a dataset, you can then also filter data within that dataset. And for example, this makes such web applications with a nice user experience available. Now, ToxDataExplorer is not the central repository of the project. The central repository of EU-ToxRisk project is BioStudies. It's a generic database set up by EBI. And this database can handle a very wide range of data formats. You can upload your data set with all supplementary files in different formats and so on. And the data sets in BioStudies, they are not available through, as a web service. You cannot, they're more intended for human interaction through a web browser. To make data available as a web service with machine-readable data and metadata, they need to be transferred to the ToxDataExplorer, and we established automatic routines that run on a daily basis that transfer all data sets that are uploaded to EU-ToxRisk section in BioStudies, and they are on a daily basis automatically transferred into ToxDataExplorer, which makes this data available as a web service, which enables building web applications, which enable a nice user experience to quickly search, visualize, and analyze data. Okay, so to have this transfer from BioStudies into ToxDataExplorer enabled, we had to agree on a particular format that all data sets in EU-ToxRisk project had to comply with. So we set up an Excel template that is composed of 4 sheets, and they contain information about compound, about metadata that relates to assay as a whole, and the variable data, so the measurements that were done within the data set, and then also they have some overview information about the data set. All data sets in this project had to comply with this particular format, and this in this way we make sure that all data sets have at least some set of fields that are common to all of them. And this allows us then to be sure that when we will filter data sets that on these common fields, that we will be able to filter through all of these data sets. Yeah, so with that, I think this gives a good overview of the whole data management handling in this project. So we had to agree to a common format, which was uploaded to BioStudies, which made them transfer into ToxDataExplorer successful, and ToxDataExplorer exposed datasets as a web service, and this enabled building web applications that give, in the end, a good user experience and let user quickly find data, visualize it, analyze it, and make a data-driven decision. Thank you very much.